Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca from devourdinner.com. Happy Sunday everybody and welcome. I'm excited to be here. I'm Rebecca from devourdinner.com and I'm going to be making two recipes today for you, but first we do need to make sure that all of our technology is working and that we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. So as you hop in, please say hello. Please let me know where you're from and please let me know if you can hear me okay. All right. You know, it's funny, we've had quite a bit of a problem streaming to Facebook lately, and it doesn't let us go, which is kind of a problem for everybody, so I do apologize for that. But I am getting the thumbs up that we are now both live on Facebook and on YouTube today. So wherever you're watching, welcome, welcome. I will be answering questions on both platforms as we make these recipes, so that you at home can make them too. Whether you're making them today right along with me or you're taking notes for another day, it doesn't matter. This is a place to ask your questions, learn tips and tricks, and hang out and just have fun. So welcome. Hello, Sigrid, how are you? You are from Indianapolis. Can hear you on Facebook. I love it. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's in Florida, says the sound is good. Hello, Trelva. Welcome, welcome. I'm getting some thumbs up. Please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a heart, all of the things. And if you have shared this to your own Facebook page or into a group, big hugs from me to you. That helps me so much. We've got Amy here from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners. So welcome, Amy. Oftentimes we have her team of moderators and admins, and we're so grateful for all of these ladies. If you're hopping on over from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group, welcome. I'm Rebecca from devourdinner.com, where I focus on easy to make recipes for busy families using common ingredients. All right, now that we got all of that out of the way, let's have some fun. Who else do we have? Hi, Sally. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Barb. Hi, Sherry. Welcome, welcome. All right, we're going to make two recipes. Now, the first recipe is near and dear to my heart. This recipe has spanned generations, no joke. A lot of times you hear bloggers say, you know, this one is timeless and this one is blah, 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 but this recipe really has spanning generations. It's a recipe my mom made for me when I was little and all of my siblings. I then made it for my boys growing up. They loved it. Now I make it for my granddaughters. My son makes it for his daughters. It is timeless and it is so easy to make, and that is the cream cheese chicken stuffed crescent rolls. I'm going to show you how to bake it in the oven today, but I will also be dropping the link where you could do this in your air fryer as well, depending upon what you want to do. So let me grab that recipe and get the link going. There we go. All right, we're gonna get this camera side by side. So right here in front of me, I've got chicken. Now this is rotisserie chicken, some leftover rotisserie chicken that I thought I would use up. You can also use canned chicken. You could grill up chicken and dice it up small. I do like it in small pieces. Let me show you. See how nice and little those are? Because we're going to be stuffing those inside of Pillsbury crescent rolls and baking them. So if it's a smaller in size, it is better that way. We're going to add, there we go, some diced green onions. We'll put that in. And I'm also going to add some bell pepper. So today I'm adding yellow bell pepper. You can do green, you can do orange, you can do red. And I'm gonna do about 1/4 of a cup. Not gonna do all of that. And then I'm just gonna toss this together. I just want the green onions and the bell pepper to just be kind of mixed throughout. We're also going to add some cream cheese. This is softened, and a little bit of butter. So this cream cheese, you can see I can just pull my fork through it. Same with the butter, because I want to be able to mix this all up. If it's hard, it's just a lot harder to mix. Now we're gonna also add a little bit of milk to moisten this up, but we don't want this runny. We just want to make a nice consistency. And while I'm at it, I'm going to add some red mint salt. And I'm going to add some pepper. How many of you have used red mint salt? It's my favorite. I have now been using it. Wow, you know what? I started with red mint salt in 2018. So quite a while. I'm going to just add a tablespoon at a time of milk. I don't want to add too much. But I do want to get the consistency kind of blended together. Now the fun thing about this recipe is I have a couple of other recipes similar to this one. I didn't pull those links, so maybe I can ask Bill to grab the links for the Parmesan stuffed crescent rolls and the Philly cheesesteak crescent rolls. We'll get both of those links dropped as well because they're equally as easy to make and serve. I know there's a few on today. I know Amy has made, I want to say she's made them all. So all in all, I'm probably adding 3 tablespoons, and I probably had about a cup and a half probably of chicken. And we're just going to make 4 of these stuffed crescent rolls. There we go. I'm going to add a little more pepper. It's that simple. It doesn't look like much on camera, but that's okay. This is where the magic comes into play. So I'm going to use the Pillsbury crescent rolls. Super simple. I'm getting a tickle in my throat. Hi Susan. Susan is from Kansas. Welcome, welcome. Sigrid says, my family loves this recipe. I got one from the first lives I watched with you. Sigrid, I love that. How many years have you been watching the lives with me? That's what I want to know. How many years? I started doing lives probably in 2019. I might have started them the fall of 2018. I have to go back and look. All right, here's our crescent rolls. Now you can also buy the straight sheet if you want. These are the pre-cut. And I'm just going to open this up. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the rectangle portions. So we need 4 rectangles. So don't break them up on the diagonal where they make the rolls. We want to keep this in rectangle form. And this is where I want you to watch. I'm gonna slow down because it makes a difference. Now, if you use the regular sheet, all you're gonna do is use a pizza cutter, divide it down the middle, and divide it across. Super, super simple. I've just always used the crescents that are pre-cut, and so I just go in and I just pinch the diagonals together. Because we want them to stay together when it bakes. All right, then the next thing that we want to do is we want to divide our cream cheese mixture and put here in the center. So I do kind of these mounds. Again, it's a little hard to see. I would say they are a heaping third of a cup, almost a half of a cup. There's really no wrong or right. There we go. This little guy got chinced over here. I'm going to give him a little bit more. Okay, that's it. Now, we could put these together, or I'm gonna add cheese with them today because I like cheese. So I'm gonna add some Swiss cheese. And I'm taking a slice of Swiss cheese and I am just folding it in half and putting on each one of these. This is totally optional. This is what you get for watching Alive because I like it. It's tasty, it's good. So now we're gonna take opposite corners and I'm gonna bring them to the center and I'm gonna pinch them. Then I take the far corner and pull it around and pinch it. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Whoops, bring it around. Gotta get my cheese out of the way and we're gonna pinch it. Okay? With my cheese on there, they're just a little misshapen, but they're still gonna taste fantastic. Okay, remember, take the middle piece, the two corners, pull them together. Bring the two outside in and around. Now we have them on the plate. Now, you can do an egg wash on the top if you want. The egg wash helps make it just pretty and golden, which I think I'm gonna do. And I didn't grab an egg, so let me grab that. Let's see. I went and bought eggs yesterday and I paid $6 for a dozen eggs and it like kills me how expensive eggs are. It's just crazy. So to make an egg wash, we're gonna take one egg. And again, this is optional. You don't have to do an egg wash. Honestly, right now with the prices of eggs, it's really a luxury. But it does look pretty. So we're just beating that up and I'm just going to put a drop or two of water in there, like a tablespoon. Blend that up. And let me get my pastry brush out. Okay, these are going to bake in a preheated 350-degree oven. If you have not started your oven, please go do that. And then I need to look and remind myself how long these cook for. These all covered. Now you could sprinkle these, the outside of these, with some seasoned salt, some garlic powder, onion powder, if you wanted. You could also do a little bit of sesame if you want. I leave them plain, but there's so many different varieties. Let's pop that in the oven. And then, let's see. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Let's see here. These cook for 13 to 15 minutes. And as always, I always do it a couple of minutes less because I want to check how my oven is cooking, right? Every oven cooks a little bit differently. In fact, each oven even cooks differently depending upon the times of day and how much moisture's in the air and what the weather's doing. So even if you are so sure on your oven, it never hurts to put it a minute or so less so that you can check and make sure that they are done, because nobody wants to overcook, right? Yesterday I was making homemade brownies, one of my brownie recipes from Devour Dinner, and I've cooked it so many times, and I thought, oh, I haven't cooked it here in this rental house. I'm gonna cook it just a minute or two less. And I actually cooked it probably 4 minutes less, and I came and checked it and they were done. And I was like, oh, I would have overcooked them and ruined my whole brownies. So save yourself by adjusting that time, because you can always add more minutes, but you can never take away. Doesn't happen that way. All right, everyone, let's say hello. We've got a lot going on here today. So first of all, welcome any new visitors. If you're new, will you please raise your hand, say hello, let us know you're new. I am Rebecca from devourdinner.com, but we have many, many top fans on today as well who also help answer questions. And this is a safe community. This is a place where you can ask your questions and learn tips and tricks on all recipes. I want you at home to be making delicious, flavorful recipes quickly. Life is so busy, and anything that you can do to help speed up dinner time is heaven sent, right? I love it. All right, let's get recipe number 2 going. All right, recipe number 2. We're gonna use the pressure cooker. I know if you're hopping on over from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group, you're like, wait, what are we gonna make with the pressure cooker? Well, let me tell you, today's a little non-conventional, but I'm gonna show you how to melt chocolate. We're gonna go top down so you can see what I'm doing. Got that camera, oh, there it is, it's in focus. Okay, in order to melt chocolate, you need a bowl. So this is a glass Pyrex bowl that fits on top of the pressure cooker. You'll notice that it doesn't sink all the way down in. You want the bowl bigger than the diameter of your liner. Now down below in the liner, you can see there's liquid down there. I have about an inch and a half of liquid down there. We're then going to set this to your saute feature. What is that going to do? Well, that's going to heat up this bottom element. And as the bottom element heats up, the water's going to get warm. And as the water gets warm, it's going to bring it to a boil and it's going to create steam. Steam is going to hit the bottom of the bowl and it's going to melt whatever we have inside. So essentially we're creating a double boiler to melt chocolate. Now you can use almond bark for this. You can use melting wafers for this. I am using some white chocolate compound that's perfect for melting. I'll just do that much. And let me get the recipe. And I see a question. I'm going to answer it. Hold on. Let me get this link. There we go. All right, Doreen, you were asking what I had done. Well, we are making the cream cheese chicken stuffed crescent rolls, which were my favorite growing up. So in that bowl, we had cream cheese, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of milk, and of course, salt and pepper to season it up, along with chicken. Now you can use canned chicken. You can use leftover rotisserie chicken. You can grill chicken and chop it up. You can put chicken in your pressure cooker, cook the chicken and shred it up. So many ways to get your chicken. And we make them into these cute little pillows using Pillsbury crescent rolls, and it is amazing. We love it. Wowzers, you guys. We got a lot going on today. Peggy says eggs were $5.79 at Aldi. Ugh. Oh my, Michelle says they were $10.99 at Safeway in Northern California, the Bay Area. Yeah, that's where I grew up, was the Bay Area. Dang. I was in Southern California a month or so ago. I think I told you all this. And they were $106 for, it was more than 5 dozen. But I don't know the increment that it was. But it was more than 5 dozen. But even still, crazy amounts of money for eggs. It really makes me want to get chickens. So I have my own eggs. I know nothing about chickens. It would be the biggest train wreck. Oh, actually, it would be really funny if I documented it. It'd be bad. I have a friend, Lisa from Fresh Eggs Daily, who raises chickens, and she knows everything about chickens. So if you ever have anything about chickens or eggs, go to Fresh Eggs Daily. She probably would unfriend me because it would be that funny. All right, so what are we waiting for here? Well, we've asked the pressure cooker to heat up. So it's heating up that bottom element and it's heating up that water, which takes a little bit. We're melting white chocolate inside. Again, you can use melting wafers. So you could use any color melting wafer, or you can use almond bark that you chop up with a big butcher knife and you're gonna put in here and melt. Then get yourself a paper or a pan lined with parchment paper, or use a silicone baking mat. That is very, very important because as we're dipping cookies and we're setting them down, they need to peel up nicely, and it works a lot better if we have some parchment paper or if you are using a silicone lined baking mat. Then today we are gonna use mint Oreos because St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, and this will be fun. And we are going to add, you see this? There you go. Some gold sugar crystals. Luck of the Irish. Little Oreos dipped in chocolate with some gold sprinkles. Just fun for St. Patrick's Day. And we're just waiting for this to do its thing. Let me grab a silicone spatula so that we can stir this as it's melting, doing its stuff. We'll just hang out. Linda says $10 for a flat of eggs. Wow. Sigrid says, I love white chocolate. You know, I love white chocolate too. I love it in cookies. I love to use it to dip into, but I am kind of a white chocolate food snob because I do want high quality white chocolate. I don't want the cheaper end white or vanilla flavored baking chips that are waxy. They don't melt the same, so you can't melt those flavored white chips and use them to dip in. They just don't work well. Carla is over on YouTube. Welcome, Carla. I've used the Instant Pot to melt chocolate, almond bark many times. Isn't it wonderful, Carla? It's so smooth and easy. What I really, really love about it is after the chocolate has melted, the residual heat from the water down below will keep that chocolate just a nice temperature as you're working with it. So you can turn off the saute, just let the residual heat from the water down below heating up the bowl, and it keeps your chocolate just super nice so that you can work with it to dip pretzels or cookies or whatever it is you're doing. It's magical. Amy says she can't get chickens either. Her neighbors would be really upset. Peggy says, I couldn't get chickens. My dogs would eat them. Yeah, that would be horrible. That would be absolutely horrible. We, of course, live in a little rental unit, so we can't have anything like that here. I don't know. Are they even allowed in city limits? They would have to be here. There's got to be rules. So where we live, there's people that have a lot of acreage and horse property. And so they obviously have out animals, big animals. So I would imagine there's people around that have chickens. But the zoning of the subdivision or whatever, yeah. Now you'll notice that I am not melting a ton of chocolate. This should have weighed this. This is maybe, it might be a cup before it's melted. And of course, once it melts, it's going to melt down to probably a half of a cup. And it's very important whenever you're melting chocolate, you don't want any liquid to get inside of the bowl. So you want to be careful because steam is going to come out and you don't want any of that steam coming back into the bowl, or it will seize up your chocolate. And you'll know your chocolate is seized up because it'll go from melted to like chalk-like, and it'll crumble and break, which blows your mind because you're like, why isn't it melting? It's because liquid got into it. So you can see a little bit down on the bottom. See how we're getting that smear? It's because the chocolate is melting. The bottom of that bowl is hot. It's doing its thing. There we go. Did you hear the beep? That's the oven. Let's check on our chicken croissants. Okay, they need a little bit longer. So we're gonna do 1 more minute, see where it's at, and then we'll add more if we need to. We're gonna have all of this done at the same time today. So I like to stir it around. Why do I stir it around? Well, as it starts to melt, if I move it around, then the hot melted stuff, or the stuff that isn't melted, gets closer down to the bottom of the bowl, which helps it melt. It's just a whole process. While I'm thinking of it, let me drop the link for Redmond salt. I haven't dropped that in ages. I do have a coupon code for Redmond's. You can use the code Devour Dinner, one word, all caps, to get you a discount at Redmond salt. I love Redmond salt. It's mined here in Utah. The salt has an earthy, salty flavor that enhances food so well. I used to think all salt was created equal. Boy, was I wrong. It's not. Having good salt makes a difference in your baking, in your cooking. It is a big deal. Our chocolate is almost melted. I can still see a little bit of lumps. So at this point we can press cancel so that bottom heating element is turned off. The residual heat will melt the chocolate the rest of the way. And what we're gonna do is, turn this. There we go. We're going to grab some cookies and we are going to dip. This is really thick today, and I'm just doing half, but I want you to see. So all I'm doing is I'm doing a little half, and then I'm going to sprinkle some gold sprinkles right on the top. See how easy that is? Of course, you could dip the cookies all the way, but I have found doing them just halfway is actually super simple, super easy, and super quick. Okay, do you see that? It broke. Whoopsie. We'll still put it there. Somebody will eat it, right? Broken cookies still taste good. And then we're gonna pull out those chicken stuffed croissants. And you do want to get your sprinkles on pretty quickly after setting it down because that chocolate will harden back up. It is a thing. All right, we're gonna sneak in here. What do you guys think? Those look beautiful. I'm gonna put them back in for 1 more minute. Because, let me tell you, I think the bottoms of them need a little bit longer. So, we're just going to let them cook while we finish up some of these Oreos. So this white chocolate, now white chocolate is a lot thicker of a chocolate than say a milk chocolate. So even sitting here, the chocolate is hardening up. It is not as dippable, so we are going to, which side is it on? This side. We're going to turn that saute back on so we can dip into it a little better. But look what we've made. Aren't they cute? Super cute. Super cute. All right, let's put this off to the side. Let's wipe this down. And let me get our chicken croissants. Here we go. Aren't those beautiful? So pretty. Actually, we'll do that. All right. We'll choose this one over here. We'll put that on a plate. I'm going to pull this out of the way so we don't get burnt. There we go. Now you can see it. I've got some strawberries to add for some color today. And we're going to cut it in half so that you can see right into it. Oh, all right, this is hot. Where's our focus? There it is. See, we have a nice crispy bottom. Whew, that's hot. Super hot. Chicken stuffed croissants, so quick, so easy. Listen, I made these in under 30 minutes, and we've got dessert. So, we could even put a couple of these on the plate. And we've got dinner. How fantastic is that? So fun. All right, somebody just said they made yogurt, but I scrolled the screen. There it is. Kathy, you made the yogurt in the Instant Pot last night. How did it turn out? Was it good? I love making yogurt in the Instant Pot. Bill, do you want to grab that link? It's so simple, so easy. I actually love the unflavored. I do strain it to get out the extra whey, which makes it super thick, and I'll even freeze it in ice cube trays so I can throw into smoothie recipes. Fantastic, but I love it with just granola and some fruit. It's fantastic. Kathy says this looks so good. Amy says it looks good. Sigrid said looks yummy. Kathy says I use the microwave timer all the time. Me too. I use that, and I use Siri on my watch, and I'll have Siri set the time. Kathy says, it's so easy and good. Peggy says, it's really easy and yummy. You guys, this is a great recipe. It's still a little warm, but let's see if I can take a bite into it. I don't want to burn my lips because this is hot out of the oven. Mmm. Mmm. I love the flavor bell pepper adds. Now, I'm not big on green bell pepper. I think it's too bitter. I love yellow, I love orange, and I love red, and I love them all for different reasons. You could add a little bit of multiple bell peppers if you want, but I love the flavoring it gives. When you dice up the bell pepper so small, you don't get a lot of texture, you just get the flavor. And that's what you get. Mm. Let me show you. How's that? Super cute. You can do this with any cookie. You can dip it. You can even do a combination of colors. So if you have white chocolate, you dip it, let it cool, then dip it in regular chocolate, and then add sprinkles. You can do that. There's so many things you can do, and it's such a fun and easy treat. You can do it for any holiday, any party or event that you're hosting, birthdays, gender reveals, just because it really just makes a fun and simple treat. All right, that is my quick and easy recipe for this week. I will be back next week with another great recipe. So stay tuned. We'll probably use the air fryer next week. We haven't used that in a while. Kathy says, happy dance. Sigrid says, have a great week. One more shout out to Amy from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group. Thank you, Amy, and your team of admins and moderators. I sure appreciate you. You ladies are fantastic. Please know that this is a community where everyone is welcome on every level. We are here to teach and help you. I can't emphasize enough how grateful I am for each of you, for you taking the time to join me on these lives. It's a joy to me to help serve you, to help you with great recipes that you can add into your routine. That's a big deal to me. So thank you for being a part of my community. I'm grateful for you. Have a fantastic week. Be kind. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.